ask you something that's going around right now. A lot of this conversation about President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, et cetera, as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, you know, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, you know, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, you know, whether or not, you know, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy and they were saying that, you know, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him, that's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, oh, you know, nobody's above the law, I respect, you know, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
On that note, of course, they always stop somebody when they're making fantastic points and making total sense. Whoopi Goldberg, of course. And the key moment there is Charlamagne said something that I think a lot of people need to think on is he said he wouldn't pardon his son because he was running for president. And he knew that if he came out and either pardoned him right away or said he was gonna pardon him or just seemed at all, you know, in between, that voters were going to see that and hold it against him. So the continued lie was like, no, I'm never going to pardon him. It's never going to happen. Like they asked them on numerous occasions, will you be pardoning your son? Like they kept following up the entire time, right? So yeah, I'm sure Biden wouldn't have pardoned him if he continued and he won presidency, whatever. Things changed. Kamala didn't win. So yeah, we all knew, like we knew he was going to pardon him. That's his son, whatever. It'd be hypocritical if we were to say that we don't understand it. We do. Is it right? No, it's unlawful. It's not right. It is the exact same thing that they complain about, the right, or specifically, right, Trump, their derangement syndrome, everything surrounds Trump. So even now when they're, you know, getting upset about the pardon and why everybody's upset about it, it's not that we're upset about it. We knew it was going to happen. We're just like, gotcha. Like, this is a gotcha moment. He did it. We knew he was going to do it. There's no excuse for it. Fine, he did it, but there's no excuse for it. He lied to the American people. So let's go to Whoopi here for her knowledge.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a sudden?
No, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over.
Maybe.
And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. Listen, they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're
mad. No.
If I can get in on this, I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really disagree on. Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions and the impartiality of the Department of Justice.
Yes.
Democrats ran on that. The same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. We shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls? He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne. God.
Oh my God. Is anybody else tired of hearing clutching their pearls? Nobody's clutching their pearls. You guys are so dramatic. We knew he was going to do it. We're just throwing it in your face right now. Just take it and say, you know what? He did it. We don't mind that he did it. Was it right? No, just say it. Just admit it. It was wrong. That's it. That's all we want to hear.
I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more, but you're missing my question.
Okay.
My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing.
Well, I don't think people are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right?
Okay, so listen to Charlamagne here, which I am not a Charlamagne fan, never have been. He's been seeing the light of just common sense, right? Logic, all those great things. He's been seeing it now, and he's finally coming out to sort of question some things within his party, and he's making more sense than not, which is great. Great. Come over, Charlamagne. We welcome you. So when I saw that he was on The View, I thought this was going to be an easy mark, easy target, because if you know anything about Charlamagne, he's a chameleon. Wherever he goes, he doesn't put up a big fight. He's not, as righteous as he would like to be, especially when he's, in other people, like on The View and stuff, and not on his own show. So when he was on this, I thought for sure this was going to be easy because he was just going to be applauding all the women and like agreeing with them and not even saying half of the stuff he's been saying recently on The Breakfast Club. So I was actually shocked by this and impressed by it, and a little more respect for him for sure. But he's about to make a crazy good point right now. So yeah, listen up.
Turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes, but when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
That's why I'm an independent. Yes, but
I think that's the best way to go.
But that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats
So you don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. And can I just point this out to you? The president has a pardon power, right?
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg.
Yeah.
I would never. I said that. I just think that.
Think about it. Think about it this way.
Did you hear that? This is a guest on her show. That is how petty this grown woman is. He said, I think that's ridiculous. The point that she was making. I think that's ridiculous. Doesn't make sense to me. And she yells across the table, you're ridiculous. Like this child on a playground. And this is a grown ass woman. Are you serious? This is a guest on your show. And she's calling him names and he's correcting her like nobody called you ridiculous. I just feel that the point you're making right now, I think it's a ridiculous way to see it that way. Oh my goodness.
Just very quickly, can you reframe it in this way and think about it maybe in this way? The president has the ultimate pardon power. Every president has done this, right?
Yeah.
And so what people are saying is that Joe Biden is now a liar, as opposed to Joe Biden is someone who now knows that the person that is going to be in the White House is on a revenge tour and his son is on an enemies list. And so he is using his rightful power, his rightful political power, to pardon his son. Now, is that a lie, or is that perhaps being pragmatic, having a change of opinion, as opposed to the president-elect who has lied almost 40,000 times during his first term?
Well, I can't say what it is because I'm not in
the moral high ground. Like, what's the full outrage?
Neither one of them have the moral high ground. That's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. But when you are a diehard Democrat or a diehard Republican, you refuse to be objective about the other party. Like, it's like we're watching them do something wrong, but we're making excuses for it. We watch Republicans do things wrong, and they make excuses for it. Why can't we just all be objective and call it what it is?
Because it's not balanced.
It's not the same.
But wait, there's more. There's more. We gotta go. We're coming right back. We'll be right back.
What point are they even making there? It's not balanced. What's not balanced? The media coverage? When you're talking about the left and the right, you're absolutely right. It's not balanced. The majority of all of these media outlets, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, like all of them, The View, they should be on MSNBC. That's how ridiculous they are. They're all left-leaning, all of them. And they have the audacity to sit up there like, no, we're defending it because it's not equal. We can't be objective because it's not fair. It's not fair. Oh my God, welcome to the real world. Welcome to reality. You have to just be able to say Joe Biden did this. We get why he did it. Is it right? No. We can all agree on that. It's unlawful. It's not right that he pardoned his son going back 11 years. Imagine the skeletons in his closet that his father had to make sure to go back 11 years to not only pardon him for what he's already been charged with, but anything under the sun, the moon, and the stars that he could even think about wanting to do. Anything that he has done, will do, like anything for 11 years, anything they can come up with, he is pardoned. That does not, nobody's sitting there thinking, how bad are his secrets? Like, what is going on here? But of course, leave it to The View, leave it to Sunny Hostin to reframe, freaking Sunny reframe Hostin. That's all she does. This is insane. I hope people, I mean, I read the comments under The View, like the views on The View. And most of them are trolling them because they're just so outrageous. And I love when they ask people to trust them because they're fact checked, and they just give us these great little sound bites and kind of a laugh. But yes, so Charlamagne, I did not give you the benefit of the doubt. I thought for sure you were just going to applaud all of them and it was going to be the most boring interview, but you actually held your own against all those women, and you told them things that they didn't want to hear. And so, yeah, my respect has grown for you, sir.